Hello and welcome to The Season That Was, brought to you by AAMI, Riley, Beveridge and Kane Cornes with you. And Kane, today we are wrapping up the Western Bulldogs 2024 season. And it feels like the same as always for the Western Bulldogs. They just missed top four. They're made to scrap from outside the 8. They have a poor night and they bundled out early.
Yeah, exactly right. They're deja vu with the Western Bulldogs, and I just fear that they are wasting one of the great lists. So I think they're a top 2 list in the game. For them not to finish top 4 with the starts of the season where they were mucking around with lineups and the club was on a different page of where they thought the list was at versus where the coach thought it was at. Clearly, this team is ready to go now. We saw that in the back half of the year, but because they stuffed around at the start of the year, it meant they couldn't finish top 4 again. And then with that, you leave yourself no room for error.
They were 3-5 at one stage in their campaign. Let's have a look at some of their positives, and we could talk about their spine forever because Ugle-Hagan and Sam Darcy, 2 of the best young key forwards in the game. So Ugle-Hagan kicks 43 goals this year, Darcy kicks 37. Along with Norton and these types of guys, they're going to keep them strong for a long time.
No, it's absolutely frightening. So these two and the whole of their list, really, I just love their list. What a gift these two have been for them. Now, really disappointing final against Hawthorn for that man, Ugle-Hagan, he was nowhere and went missing. So he's still got some work to do on his consistency, but Darcy couldn't be anything like the aggression that he plays with and the weapon that he's going to be, not only as a forward ruck, but also a genuine deep forward. I'm really excited by what he can be, and I really like the rest of their squad as well. They got all Australians, half backs, got an elite midfield, they got an all Australian ruckman. So once again, no excuses for them to go out pretty easily in another final.
I think their biggest problem is the gap between their best and their worst, and we saw that this year. They won 10 games by 6+ goals, but they lost 5 games by more than 6 goals, including that final against Hawthorn.
And it was the way that they lost in these games. So just with little resistance. So this is back to opening round that we're seeing there, or round 1 we're calling it, but the other one, round 17 against Port Adelaide, there was no defending. The Brisbane game there, you just at home, you can't be giving up those sorts of performances. That's what's cost you top 4 in the end. And then they fell away in the back half of the year. The game they dropped against Adelaide, who were a bottom 4 side, is inexcusable. And then what they delivered in the elimination final against Hawthorn was also inexcusable. So at one point, this club is going to have to demand more, because I think if there's one person who has been let down in football, it's the Western Bulldogs list manager, Sam Powell, because he's gone, what more do you want me to do? Here is a gold-plated list. You just got to put a game plan and get the players to buy into it, but they have been unable to do that. So I'd be pretty flat if I was a Western Bulldogs fan, because 3 years in a row with no finals, and they're wasting Bontempelli and this great list.
In terms of their best moment of the season, it came late in the campaign at GMHBA Stadium. Wet conditions, but they absolutely tore Geelong to shreds. 61-39 entries, 30-13 shots in this one. This was the Western Bulldogs at their best, and this is what's frustrating, because they didn't reach this enough.
Exactly, and then they got on a roll, and you thought that, and they were beating some quality sides, and they had to, because their place in the finals was on the edge. But then it had everyone stand up and take notice. You go down and do that in Geelong, not too many teams win there, particularly in those conditions. They went to Sydney and won there, and there were some other really good wins against good opposition. The last game against the Giants, the way that they played their footy with their pressure in their contest was just unbelievable. But in the end, it counts for nothing.
Their season star is Marcus Bontempelli, the captain. Once again, fantastic. Kicked a career-high 31 goals this year as well. He's going to be a genuine Brownlow chance.
Yeah, no doubt about it. To be such a worthy winner and a popular winner, the All-Australian captain, unanimous choices to have that title against his name. So just a marvel, a top 3 player in the game. Unfortunately, didn't have his biggest night in the final when they really needed it, but hard to be critical of a player who's just been so consistent for so long.
He has been so fantastic for a while now. In terms of the Western Bulldogs' grade on the season, they end up finishing 7th, but the potential to be better was there. What do you give them?
Yeah, people were talking about them as a genuine premiership chance. So to not even win a final again, a C, and that's probably being just a little bit generous.
All right, plenty more still to come on AFL.com.au, where we are wrapping up every side's 2024 season.